that going over here. I don't know what's happening with her picture, but I really like it.
Yeah, it turned blue. It's
I
like
don't know
she's
if it's
in
like
a
a cup holder.
car. All right, so welcome guys to our February call. Thanks for hopping on. Like I had just said, we're doing something a little different tonight, so I'm excited. Hopefully we get some, and which is nice because we actually have a few new coaches on the call, so I think that this will be really great because we have some, veteran coaches, some in between, and some new coaches, so I think it'll be a good time to get some discussion going. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, Jess, can you see my presentation? Okay, awesome. All right, so we're already into February, just a little recognition from January. So what's really cool is when I add up all the lives that we changed, I love to add that number up, and we had 40 lives that we changed in January. So awesome job to all the coaches that are, really putting it out there for the, the whole package: fitness, nutrition, getting them in a challenge group, and helping them get those results. So our top January life changers were Nicole, Casey, Amy, Jess, Diana, and Stephanie, Achieving Success Club in January. And then we also had Terry, Heather, Amanda, Laura, Tara, Jacqueline, Michael, and Amy also getting Success Club points. And we have some new coaches up on that board too, which is very exciting. So awesome job. Keep it up in February. Okay, our dates to remember. So our dates have kind of gotten shorter just because I know that we are, as our team is growing and people are doing challenge groups kind of separately and not as much as a team. So those dates are not on there. But I did want to mention that I did post, last year we did a free group called, I don't know, we named it like a Heart Healthy Challenge or something like that. And we did it during Valentine's Day week. I changed the name of it. I decided to call it Love Yourself Boot Camp, but it's still a 7-day group. And I tweaked it a little bit, but I posted the content in a photo album in our team page. So I just wanted to mention that to you guys. If you guys want to use that and want to run that next week during Valentine's Day week, that is there for you. We also have our coach open house next week, and then our power hour is on the 20th, 2 weeks from today. Just remember, we're really encouraging everyone. We did it last month, but this month too, if you can even just invite one person to that coach open house, and if you personally can join in and participate in that first post, that would be awesome. We had so many people participate in our coach open house last month, and I just think it really shows what Team Fit and Focus is all about. We're all so different, yet on such a similar mission with our own journeys and helping other people. So I think it's really great for people to hear from, not just me, the people that I'm inviting, but they get to hear from all of you guys too, and, vice versa for all the people that you're inviting. So please, I encourage you to invite to that and to participate on that first post at 9 o'clock. I posted this in our team page, but just a reminder, we have $10 off all challenge packs and completion packs. So that's pretty awesome, which means basically our most popular challenge pack, the annual all access Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology Challenge Pack, instead of it being $160 is $150. And obviously all those 80-day obsession packs and all those things that are anything that's $160 US or above is $10 off. So take advantage of that, especially those people that maybe are on the fence, have maybe given you some money objections in the past. Let them know that this sale is going on for them this month.
People love a $10 off. They think it's like the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
They're like, seriously? Oh, great.
I know, that might just be the little thing that they needed to get them started. So yeah, so definitely, definitely send all those people a message and let them know that it's going on. All right, and these are just some general reminders to save the date. Were you going to say something, Jess?
I just wanted to confirm, is that for the whole February?
Mhm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so these are some reminders. Super Saturday is April 7th, so I just wanted to be reminding you ahead of time, save the date. For Pittsburgh, it's actually the 8th. We have Super Sunday, and sometimes some cities do Sunday, some do Friday nights, whatever, but Super Saturday is actually on the 7th. So keep that date in mind, so as it gets closer, you can find an event near you. Also, Coach Summit is June 21st through 24th in Indianapolis. We have a good group of us. I think our count is around like 15 or 16 that are going from Team Fit and Focus. So there's definitely, tickets available. And I know some people had asked about hotels, and currently it's showing that they're like sold out at the moment, but what happens is everyone books a room like immediately when they were put up for, not for sale, but for, as soon as the blocks were opened up. And the blocks were opened up like the day after we got home from last year's summit. So a lot changes within that year, and they have up until April to cancel and stuff. So we were able to get rooms all together in a hotel, and that's what we'll be planning on doing this time too. So just, I know people were asking about that. All right. And just two other reminders, because they've been having some really good content. Team Beachbody Coach 411, that is like a like page. That is where the national wake up calls are. So make sure you like that page and you check that out. You can just go and watch it live there. They still have it on the podcast and the replays in the back office, but obviously it's nice and easy if you're on your computer or on your phone or on Facebook to check it out there. And then also Beachbody Champions Group, that's a group, and they have been doing a lot of great trainings on there. This week they have different coaches on there with different power hours. So anytime you're looking to, like, I feel like, especially for the new coaches on the call, whenever I was new, and actually now I consider it like kind of like it can be your personal development, but I also consider it like my professional development, where I will just check out one of those training videos and just look at that for the day. And I used to go to YouTube all the time as a brand new coach to learn. That's just how I learned, was going and watching all those videos. So, but it's nice because Beachbody Champions, they have them all in one place. All right. So that's all I have to share as far as announcements and reminders. And I wanted to open it up. I'm going to stop my share so I can see your faces. Hello. I can only see like 3 people when I'm presenting. So, all right. So I wanted to open it up kind of just to all of you guys. Like I said, we have new coaches, veteran coaches, coaches in between, and see what kind of questions you have. Last month, we talked about going back to the basics, and we shared all about that and the vital behaviors. Some of you are going through new coach training. I shared a lot about what I've been doing with my, oh, look at the cute baby, about the mastermind that's really been working out well for me. I shared that with the Power Hour. So I kind of wanted to, and we've all been doing 80-day obsession. That's new. Not everybody, but a lot of us have been. So I wanted to just open it up for discussion. So I'm hoping, because no one sent me any questions, I'm hoping we have brave souls out there that are going to raise their hand and ask a question, and we can get the conversation going. So don't be shy. Nothing to be shy about. Who wants to start us off? Anyone? All right. Well, I have a question then that I'll start off with. This is the question for the general public. What personal development are you guys doing right now?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm reading Be Obsessed or Be Average, and I'm listening to The Compound Effect, and then I also got some personal development on parenting and how to deal with kids who worry and have anxiety.
Awesome. How do you break down your personal development?
In the morning, I read Be Obsessed, And when I'm in the car, I listen to, what am I listening to?
The Compound Effect?
Compound Effect.
Compound Effect and another book called Just Listen. So in the car I do those, but I'm going to get the either Kindle version or paperback version of the Compound Effect.
Okay. All right. Awesome. I like how you have one to listen, one to read.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else want to share what they're doing?
I'll go. I was listening to Be Obsessed or Be Average, and I still am, but we decided to do the Compound Effect for February in our group. I'm with Amy in our group. So I kind of jumped ship and went back to that. I've already listened to it, so I'm re-listening to it. So I'm not done with Be Obsessed or Be Average. I just kind of put it on hold to work on the Compound Effect and then go back. And then I still have that, what's the John C. Maxwell one that you suggested?
Jumpstart Your Thinking.
Yes, Jumpstart Your Thinking. I still have that. And I don't necessarily do it every day, but some days I'll go in and do like 2 or 3 of them in a shot, like, because they're real quick and easy. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, awesome. And how is your routine working for personal development?
I'm mostly a listener. Sometimes I'll listen in the car if I'm in the car for a while, but my commute is only 5 minutes, so I don't really have a lot of that. But if I'm like running errands or doing stuff on a Saturday, I'll listen to it then. Or in the morning when I get up, I have to wake my son up, and then he drags his butt around for 20 minutes before he comes downstairs. So I'll come downstairs like either with my headphones on or just put it on like while I'm like emptying the dishwasher or just like putzing around the kitchen. I'll listen to it then. So that's kind of been my new routine.
Awesome. Good. Anyone else want to share what they're doing for personal development?
I can go.
Okay, go ahead, Case.
So I'm listening to The Compound Effect right now. And it's my second time. First time I actually read the book. And this time I'm just listening. And I usually listen to it while I'm getting ready in the morning on my drive to work, and then sometimes on my drive home. And then also like on the weekends if I'm doing some meal prep or the evenings when I'm doing meal prep, I'll listen to it then too.
Awesome. A lot of people are listening to The Compound Effect or reading
We're
it.
all in the same group.
Okay.
Brittany too.
But that's a good one. That's a good one for new coaches that are on the call. That's like one of the first books that I read. So it's definitely a good one.
It's definitely good. You can definitely listen to it or reread it a couple of times and pick up something new every time.
Right.
I started it before we decided to do it as a little group, but I'm on the second time now in the past 2 weeks because I listened straight through. Then I was like, I think I missed a lot while I was driving, so now I'm listening for a second time.
Okay. Awesome. He did, Darren Hardy did, Casey, if you, I don't know if you remember, but our first summit in Vegas, he basically did his entire presentation about the Compound Effect.
Yeah.
And
then he did it at the last summit too, right?
Yeah.
Right. I guess it was pretty much about the Compound Effect. It was different though, but I felt like it was, I guess it was.
I thought it was like pretty much similar.
Yeah, I feel like what I'm hearing in the book is what he also told us at Summit.
Yeah. I remember first Summit being like totally to a T, like the book.
Yeah, and I was like so like into it the first Summit. Like it was so good and it like hit home to me so badly. So new coaches, it's really good.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Anyone else want to share? Anyone else doing something different?
I am listening to You Are a Badass right now.
That's a good one.
It's such a good one.
That's definitely like a book to listen to or read more than once.
Oh, yeah. This is my second time, and I listened to it right when I started coaching like 2 years ago, and now listening to it again, like, it's crazy how real it is. And, like, I can see, like, you are part of that. Yeah, you are. Well, like, the first time I listened to it, I was like, okay, my dream, 2 kids, like, check. New job out of the classroom, check. Like, just, so I think it's one of those like yearly listens. And then I usually listen in the morning. Sometimes I'll also listen on the way home. It depends on how the day went. I do listen to like when I'm folding laundry or loading and unloading the dishwasher, like a lot of stuff that everybody else said. Hi. And what else? Mostly listening. What else did I just finish? I just finished a 12-week year. A lot of my personal development is around like time and organization management. Sorry. Jason's being a butt.
I think 12-week year is another really good one.
Yeah, definitely. Jess inspired, and that was the second time I had listened to that. And I also have the book for that. So Jess inspired me to get back into that. And then I jumped into You Are a Badass. I'm probably going to listen to 12-week year again after I'm done. Like, I like to listen to things multiple times in a row. Like, kind of like Amy said, like you get something different out of it every single time.
Yeah. And it sinks in more.
Yeah, it does. And I have a couple good ones up on my Audible that I'm going to listen to next about like discipline and self-discipline. The Energy Bus, The Advantage by Patrick Lencioni. I started listening to the 5-second rule, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back to that one.
I like the way she talks. I really like.
Yeah, I do too. And and the Overwhelmed Work, Love, and Play When No One Has Time. I listened to that for the 4th time, and it was just amazing. So that one's like my life changer. So yeah, highly recommend all of those. And I would love to hear what everybody's has up in their queue too.
I just finished Be Obsessed or Be Average. I finished that last week, and I'm still doing Jumpstart Your Thinking because I'm doing Jumpstart Your Thinking like in our challenge group. And it's easy and quick. So like, yeah, if I can't spend a lot of time on personal development, although with 80-day obsession and having to have pre-workout meal and wait time in between, and since I'm doing that super early in the morning, I'm finding that I'm able to get more personal development in, which is a good thing. But I've also been doing daily devotionals, which I do during that time, first thing in the morning. And then I started a book that I actually have had forever. I was going to buy a new book, and I'm like, I need to stop and look at the books I have first. Was being smart. All my budget-friendly friends, you're wearing off on me. Yes, Brittany, you're one of them. Yeah. So I am reading EntreLeadership by Dave Ramsey. So that's what I started. I think I actually got it from Beachbody a while ago, and I just didn't read it. I think it was like a reward, one of the months for Success Club. So I literally just started it, so I can't even really say much about it yet. But I read first thing in the morning. I do my Miracle Morning, so I get that all done in the morning. And then I was kind of talking about professional development time. So like during the day in other pockets, that's when I will watch training videos or the National Wake Up Call or stuff like that. Try to listen to that. All right. Anyone else got a good PD suggestion at all?
I'm reading the 10 times rule.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And I am reading it in my time between Energize and my workout in the morning, which is new for me. I usually read like after my workout while I'm eating breakfast and drinking coffee, which I still prefer, but I'm doing it in my weird little Energize time. My favorite is The Slight Edge, which is similar to Compound Effect and 12-week year, but I read this fall and was awesome. And then I'm also listening to The Gifts of Imperfection again by Brené Brown.
So good.
Yeah. Another very good one. Yeah.
The 10X rule is really good to listen to. I like the way Grant Cardone talks.
Yeah.
He's super.
Yeah, it's really motivating.
I think he's hilarious. He's so funny and Be Awesome. Like, his voice just cracks me up.
So I have that for the 10X rule. I really like it.
It's funny because Josh Coates in his mastermind, he talks about John C. Maxwell because he's like one of the part of the John C. Maxwell team. He talks about loving John C. Maxwell and learning from him, and that being like his grandfather, and how he reads a ton of Grant Cardone books, and Grant Cardone is his fun uncle.
Yes.
And that's like such a good description of them. The fun uncle and the grandfather.
Yeah.
But John C. Maxwell books are good too.
I want to channel my inner Grant Cardone and just be like, and it's coming. Like, I know, like, it's right there. I just need to, like, say it. Just be like, you're not going to get that from that person over here. You're going to get it from me. So what? Just sign on the line. Like,
Yeah.
it's basically just.
He's like
I'm
on
the best.
speed all the time.
It is on. Yes. I can't even imagine like swirling in that circle.
I know.
Yeah, I got through Be Obsessed, Be Average like super fast. Like that was a good book. All right, Diana, were you gonna say something?
Gifts of Imperfection is on my list right now.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. That's definitely a good recommendation.
So good.
It's the book I recommend to all my new coaches or anybody struggling.
Okay.
You recommended it to me, Amy, this fall. It
Yeah.
was it got me unstruggled.
So good.
So now I'm back.
Okay, chance for someone else to ask a question before I ask another question for all of you. Anyone have a question? Oh, you guys.
Okay, well, I'll bring up a question. This is just what we kind of talked about this a little bit more before, but I'll throw it out there to everybody. So what I was saying earlier in our leadership group was that I have increased my friend requesting, increased my connecting and messaging, and then what happens is I have all these messages coming in throughout the day and struggling to get back to everybody. So I was wondering if anybody else had any suggestions about how you manage that, because then you've got all these conversations going at one time and it's a lot and I'm constantly trying to start new conversations, but then also, continue with these other ones and then kind of turn the corner with them. It's just a lot to manage. That's all.
What have you been doing, Jess? You were talking about it before.
Yeah, so I have to have a block of time. I get overwhelmed by like the one-off messages because I have so many. So I like sit down at a block of time and, I'll chunk off like 20 or 30 minutes and actually sit at my computer, and I can respond a lot faster on my computer than I can on the phone. And so then I'll I try and get through all of them every day and have one. I would like to work up to having 2 chunks of time where I respond. But I've like gotten to be okay with, I just don't respond like 17 times a day. I respond at like these couple little chunks. And then I have had to sort of play with when I do my invites and like how I spread them out over the week and how many I do. Not invites, connections. I was like trying to do more for a couple of weeks and I found I couldn't manage it. So I was like having poor quality conversations. So I scaled them back a little bit more. Still doing like more than I had been before, but more manageable for me to actually respond. And then I don't try that hard to turn all of them. Like if somebody just sort of wants to chat for a little while, I just leave it there. And I find that like people come back and they'll comment on my post or they'll like something and I sort of get more engagement from them. And then I can pick up the conversation again in a little while or just, sort of interact with them more on Facebook. So mostly just because I don't have time to manage it. If they like aren't super chatty, I just sort of let it go.
Yeah, Jess, I think it was you that said on our other call, which I thought was good, like if your conversation fizzles and it is harder to have a conversation, then you kind of said it like they just might not be your people. Like, and I feel like that's kind of a good thing. Like if you, yes, they might come around and engage on a post or something later where you can pick up that conversation. So
yeah, because I find I don't like to like push it to fitness and health and anything if they're not going there. So I feel like most people I reach out will be like, oh my gosh, you're on such a fitness journey. And then I like find it's an opening and then I can get there pretty quickly. Or if they like one of my posts, I'll like lead with that. Like, saw you like this post. Thanks so much. Are you on a fitness journey? But if I just like strike up conversation and they don't go there, I tend to carry on the conversation as long as it goes and then just sort of let it go and come back to it. Because I find they sort of pick back up with it later.
Yeah, but I also think like if you are sharing, on social media, I feel like conversations come out of that. Because if you're having conversations with them through, one-on-one through Messenger and at the same time sharing things, I feel like they're seeing and those things come up in conversation.
And if they don't, then I'm like, you're probably really not, this is not your moment and that's fine.
Right.
Like I'll have a nice catch up with you and then we'll move on for now.
Right.
I sent a message to somebody last month and then like nothing happened. And then last week she's like, hey, I've been meaning to, message you for like 4 weeks and tell me about Shakeology. I'm like, oh, hey, out of the blue, let's do this. And then she had the flu. So we're getting that back up. So
yeah.
I had that this week. I was totally shocked. I like messaged someone who totally out of the blue was a new connection I didn't really know. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so glad you reached out to me. That you're exactly who I need right now. Like, I need help with my health. And she like bought a challenge pack that day. And it was like, oh, all right, well,
Easy.
let's jump in. Let's get going.
And here's the thing about that. And that's like what often happens with me too. I think because when if you're being consistent with sharing your journey, they see what's going on, they see what you're doing, and they relate to you. But the fact is, like, they're scared to reach out to you. They are nervous. Like, we're nervous to like reach out to them because we don't want them to like think that we're coming off the wrong way or something. But truthfully, so often they are worried about coming to us because they don't even know where to start. And maybe they're just like embarrassed. And, so then that often happens. You send them a message, you break the ice, and they're like, oh my goodness, I'm glad you messaged me. And they start asking you questions right away, So I'm sure that's kind of basically what happened with you, Jess, and Amy, that, they see that. So then, when you reach out to them, they're more comfortable talking to you,
I like it when people are like, oh my God, I'm so glad you messaged me because I was nervous to talk to you, or I'm so glad you messaged me because I need this, or I'm so glad. So even though you might be feeling nervous about sending out that message, they might be really nervous about if you're going to talk to them, or when you're going to talk to them, or how they want you to talk to them, but they don't know how to get you to talk to them. So that's how I go into it now. I'm like, they just want to talk to me, and if they don't, they don't. But I'm pretty sure they do.
And even the people who don't want to talk to me about Beachbody, they're often like, oh my gosh, thanks so much for reaching out. It's been forever. And if like the conversation peters off, they're like,
it's okay.
They're like, thanks so much again for reaching out. Often at like the end of a conversation, I'm like, you're so welcome.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm over chasing people is where I am right now. Like, I'm not gonna chase you for something. You either want it or you don't.
Right.
And I'm not gonna drag you along.
Right. Some people just need time, just need, they need to understand it more. They need more education. They need, yeah. But we've all been there, right? But yeah. And then I mentioned to Terry before about like, just, making your conversations don't have to be super lengthy when you're going back and forth. Like, I usually try to make them kind of short and sweet and like you're really chatting back and forth. But another thing that, just to piggyback off of what Jess said, like I think there's, I make a time in my day where I make my connections and make my invites, and I don't always, like, if they're messaging me back right away and it's like during my time of my connecting time, like I will not go back to that person. I will continue what I'm doing. And I think if you're getting back to someone within like a reasonable period of time, whatever you think that may be, I'm typically like a 24-hour person, unless it's the weekend, might be a little bit longer, but I typically get back to them within a day at least, like I think that that's okay. And you don't have to feel like you need to be like, oh, they messaged me, like you messaged them this morning and they got back to you in the afternoon and you have to get back to them immediately that evening. Like, I think it's reasonable to get back to them the next day too, and not to feel that pressure to have to like get back immediately. But, all right. Anyone else have a question?
I have one quick on that note. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jordan. Yes, new coach. First call, and you were asking a question.
Yes. No. We were talking about social media, and I did like one. I like haven't done a post yet because I don't know how to do it. So what do you recommend for like my first, other than the fact that, like I posted the 80-day obsession logo, but that was like weeks. So I need something better. So any suggestions on what to say or what to post as like my first thing?
Yeah. So did you see that assignment? I think it's day 5 in the new coach training.
Yeah, I was going to say I went through them, but didn't complete them all.
Okay. Yeah. So day 5 is like that's the day to, where it talks about your coming out post, basically. Okay. And so I talk about it on there. So if any other new coaches that are like, I know Tanya's on here and Tara, I don't know if you've done the new coach training, but it is on day 5, and there's actually a photo album in our team page. Okay. If you just go to albums, and it's called Coming Out Posts. Okay. And you can see like a wide variety of posts. But I think the biggest thing is to just open up and like share your story and share from the heart, you know, like basically how you got started and, you know, what you're currently working on right now, where you started, where you are now, what you're working towards, you know, that kind of thing. But so tell us, how did you get started?
How did I get started? Well, I remember there was this point of time in December when my boyfriend and I were literally eating like cheesesteaks, and then we would eat pizza, and then we were just being awful and totally unhealthy and not on the right track. And I noticed that like my anxiety was higher than usual. My stress was higher than usual. We both were just like struggling with ourselves. We're like, we can't live this life. So one day he brought up to me like the idea of doing like a challenge on, I don't know, he like finds them online sometimes. And I'm like, oh wait, my friend Brittany from school always does, like she posts about doing like 21 Day Fix. Maybe we should try that. And so I messaged her about it because I'm like, we need help. We need like a life moment because it was like way too many cheesesteaks and I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I reached out to her and she kind of got me set up. And then once I started, I saw like a change in like how I looked and how I felt. And I liked getting up in the mornings, which was like not me at all. And I was like, saw my stress decrease. And I realized that like by taking care of myself, physically, it was taking care of myself mentally, naturally. So I liked that. So then, yeah, that's pretty much how I got started. And then I got hooked because, you know, once you have that feeling, you don't want to go back to feeling the way you felt before and eating the way you ate before. And just, oh my God, it was so gross. It like my face cleared up. It was just this amazing thing. So that's how I got started. I got to condense it a little for my post, but basically just a journey of like wanting to get better, realizing I could just take this small step that would make a huge difference, and then getting hooked on that feeling.
Yeah, and that's basically everything you just told us right now. You can tell the details. I mean, use that. And that's what you should share. And then do, so instead of doing like pictures of like, you know, like beach body pictures, and believe me, I used to do when I was a new coach, but like we all been there before. But like the 21 Day Fix pictures or 80-day obsession picture, and like use a picture of you. Or, but you know, maybe since your story involves your boyfriend too, like use a picture of the two of you. You know what I mean? Like, and share that way. That's
people like the details too.
He does. He did the 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme. He's traveling right now, so he's not doing anything right now, but he loves it too, so he would like that. Tag him.
Mm-hmm. For
people
sure.
like the details too. They want to know like the real stuff.
Yeah.
Don't make it like just the highlight reel. Like people like the real things.
Yeah. No, that's really good advice because I didn't know how to start. Like I'm not creative at all, so I didn't know how to just kind of like let people know. So this is good advice. I'm gonna do it. I'm making. You know how you don't do anything until you self-impose a goal and then make other people hold you accountable? I'm going to make myself do it within the next 24 hours. So
awesome.
Be on the lookout, and if it doesn't happen, it will. So we don't have to worry about that. But
you could even do it with like how you really like around the whole cheesesteak pizza thing with the whole Super Bowl and how like
I know. Oh my gosh, I know. What a time to be in Philly.
So you could even like pull it all around with that.
It's so funny. So many of our Philly people are Steelers fans or like Jets fans randomly.
Steelers! Jersey, random.
So Kimberly was like, yay, Brittany! And Brittany's like, I'm not the only one, but I'm like, I really think you're the only Eagles fan, though.
Tara, look at Tara, she's wearing a hat.
A Steelers fan.
Yeah, Tara,
Brittany comes from a Steelers family. She's an Eagles fan by marriage, but she comes from a Steelers
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I converted him to a Penn Stater, so he's gotten me.
Diehard Eagles fan right here.
Okay, all right, so Tara too,
See you at the art museum.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm a Jets fan though, but my green still counts.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy.
And school was canceled.
So you
I'm not going to work.
Yeah, I'm not.
Insane.
Yeah, you and the whole
No.
city, it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, it's going to be obnoxious, but
That's fun.
Actually,
Fun. Enjoy. My husband's from Philly, and I guess I'm excited for him. No, I was glad that the Patriots didn't win. But
I think the
That's a
whole
good way to
country
tie
was
it
glad that
together,
the
though.
Patriots didn't win.
I like that.
what'd you say? Oh, the whole country. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone in Pittsburgh was making Facebook posts that they were like Eagles fans for one day. It was funny. Okay, so Jordan, here's my challenge for you. So you have a whole entire day. Tomorrow evening would be a good time to post it. Those kind of posts that you want like people to see are good to do in the evening. Because sometimes when you have good posts that like you post during the day, you know, everyone's at work and busy and doing stuff. And so that's when people are more on social media in the evening. So
Cool. Evening.
so that's my challenge for you.
Okay, I'll do it. My dog's being crazy. Like,
All right, who else has a question?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm super new.
Brand spanking new. Hi, Tanya. Glad you're here.
Yeah, I signed up on Friday with the intentions of just getting the discount and just thinking about everything and praying about it. Just decided to. I don't know if I would call it go full force, but walk or jog through this journey. So as we're speaking about social media, I have two questions. One, is there like a list of everyone's social media handles? Because I would like to, at least for a week or two, sit back and observe and see what people are like other coaches are posting. And, everywhere from new coaches to veteran coaches, as well as feedback, advice, or tips about I'm kind of weird with social media. So Michelle knows this. Like I have my personal Facebook page, and on my Instagram page, I post more about fitness. I'm a runner. But on my Instagram page, I don't post a lot of like personal things. I don't post a lot of political or even religious things on there. And so I guess to all the other coaches, how do you separate or delineate the two? Or do you have two Facebook pages? One maybe where you post family pictures and you connect with friends and family, and another one where you post more about fitness. Or I know that there's benefits to kind of having that blended model, but I just want to get some thoughts about, how do you protect your family and friends and just have a little bit of privacy in a sense.
Right. Yeah. So, okay, to break down your questions a little bit. So first of all, in the new coach training, I forget which day social media is, but there is a social media day. If you look at the photo album, just look at the pictures, and there are a bunch of, so you can basically look at our team page and you can follow a bunch of us, friend request, us. We don't necessarily have a list anywhere, but then on that social media post for the new coach training, there are some suggestions of coaches who are like top coaches who you could follow them to check out what they're posting.
So I saw that, but I'm talking about just what Team Fit and Focus.
Okay, so we don't have a list of just Team Fit and Focus. Okay. If anything, you can just you can look at our team page and check some, of the coaches on our team to follow. And hey, if anyone wants to on here, you guys can shoot Tanya a friend request, and then she can check out your post. That would also be helpful. Tanya Edmonds is her name. So, and then as far as like everyone does it differently. I think it's awesome that you have like that Instagram account for fitness purposes, and you could definitely just keep that if you wanted to. I have my Instagram account and my personal Facebook that are pretty similar, although I post less on my Instagram, but I do more with like Instagram stories, because that's where you can post like, behind the scenes, day-to-day little things going on. And I can even include things with like fitness, meal prep, coaching, that kind of stuff, as well as my like day-to-day life stuff with my kids and everything too. So, and then I have a like page, but we were just talking about that earlier tonight about a Facebook like page is harder to to build and to really, that was like my fitness. It's like Road to Health and Fitness community. And well, no, Road to Health and Fitness is my like page, and that is more fitness related, not as much family related. So yes, in a sense, there is a separation, but like you mentioned, Tanya, I feel like when I share about fitness and health, but then I share about coaching, and I share about my family, and I share, like, it kind of intermixes and people relate to me better. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So I'm not
I totally see it.
fitness person. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have a strong faith. I have, you know what I mean? Like there's so many parts of me that people can relate to. So that's why I do intermix it, and I think that, and anyone else can chime in too. In the beginning, it's harder to share on social media. Although Tanya, you already share like on Instagram all the time, and you do an awesome job. So I feel like you have that's good, But as far as like the comfort level of sharing more personal things too, that's just going to be like your personal preference, and your own comfort level as far as sharing family stuff and other things, But yeah, anyone else want to chime in about that?
I keep my pictures with my kids to my friends, and things that I want everyone to see I make public. But my kids' pictures on my Facebook page are only for friends. Like, you can decide who you want to see it. And then on Instagram, I don't put any pictures of my kids because I have that as a public file. But I'll put them in my Instagram stories. So that's how I keep my family safe.
Yeah.
Or at least give them some privacy.
Yeah. Anyone else on how they're splitting theirs? Anyone?
I do the same thing. I kind of keep it even more separate. I don't really post too much fitness stuff on my Facebook page. I put it more on my fitness Facebook page and more on Instagram. I feel like there's been more, I don't even know. I can't think of it. I'm so tired I can't think of the word. There's like, I feel like people are following more on Instagram right now. So I post more fitness stuff right now on Instagram and on my fitness page. And I do my family stuff on my personal Facebook page. And then again, I do, if I want to post to be public that's not really, doesn't involve my family, then I'll make it public. And then if it's something that's, I can relate it back to Beachbody, but I don't really say Beachbody, my kids are in it, then I still make it friends only. And I'll post it on my personal page as well. But I'm pretty strict with what I post on my personal page.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask about that. That's a good thing that you brought up, kind of a good segue. And since Tanya asked about social media, was what you guys were using more, Facebook or Instagram? Because like Lola said, I think more people are using Instagram. And that's like a change for me. I still do most of my business through Facebook. But I feel like there's like a whole world on Instagram that I am not even, reaching that I could potentially, because there's a lot available just through the people that you can find that are really like you, because of hashtags and brands and all that kind of stuff. So that's my question for all of you guys. What are you using more of?
I'm definitely using Instagram more.
Yeah.
Yeah, just how you can tag. You can tag different cities. You can tag so many different things and random people will start following you. So I think you can reach out to more people that way. I think people are more comfortable. I don't know why. I guess because they can just hit like. They're more comfortable following you, like secretly following you and sending messages that way. Or yeah, I'm not sure, but that's what I'm finding anyways.
I'm noticing like the connection part takes longer on Instagram because on Facebook we at least have like mutual friends. So
Yeah.
new people that I talk to, I don't know, the connection, it comes a lot quicker than on Instagram.
Yeah, I think you
a
still have to
stranger
do your connections through Facebook. I wouldn't change that. I think it's just reaching people with that you already have on Instagram with your pictures and your stories. I think it's easier that way because people are just scrolling to look at pictures. That's what they're doing. And Instagram is a lot of fitness, so usually they're going to see it, anything fitness related. But if you want to connect with people, I think you still have to do it on Facebook.
But what about the people that you're meeting on Instagram?
Are you saying like new people?
Like, so like new people. I'm saying like new people that I, follow, and they like follow me back, and I'll send them a direct message through Instagram and start connecting with them that way. That's what I'm saying takes longer, that initial connection on Instagram. Whereas
I don't think people check it as often. I know for myself that messaging through Instagram isn't as easy. Like, I don't think people do it as much.
Yeah.
I also hate that you can't do it on a computer. Like, I don't like typing messages on my phone because I'm getting like texting phone, and I don't even want that. So I'd rather just type or voice message. But this texting thumb is gotta go. The worst.
I still mostly do Facebook. I don't have time to manage both well. I feel like I write it down every week, like pay attention to your Instagram because people like things and comment, and I like barely follow it.
Yeah. On Instagram. Yeah.
I should, but I don't really have time to do both well, and so I'm just continuing with Facebook.
You gotta do what works for you, and if Facebook works for you, stick with it until it doesn't, and then try something different.
Yeah, I think that's where I struggle with, like, I do want to expand my reach over time, and I think that may not be on my like personal Facebook page. But
and if it's working for you though right now, as far as reaching new people and finding new people to join your challenge groups, then that's fine. And then if you get to a point where it's not working as much, then that's when you can really work on something else, But yeah, I totally agree that I'm right there with you, Jess. Like, I'm trying so hard. I feel like I almost need to like make a complete switch to Instagram, but I'm like, whoa, I can't do that. Like, I feel like I still do so much.
I don't feel ready for that.
Right. Yeah. But how about you, Diana? Do you have any luck on Instagram?
I post a lot in Insta stories that I think I don't realize how much people are creeping until I usually see them in real life, and then people know a lot more about me than I think they do. I just went to a work conference, and I would say at least 5 to 6 people from work one person I like had no idea who he was like, keep doing all of the inspirational stuff you're doing. So I love the Insta story. It also keeps me sane during the school day because it's just funny.
I love your Insta stories. They're funny.
Because I'm a mess. You'll occasionally see a child with a panda head dabbing and dancing. So that's just a day in life. So I do a lot of Insta stories. I probably, my page, I need to either get rid of it or start trying. And Facebook, I do add a lot more people on Facebook and engage in conversations more on Facebook than Instagram. I think Instagram for me is more of a long game with people who are following me.
Yeah.
So I know one thing with Instagram that's new. I was reading a news article about the way you use hashtags on Instagram. And if you continue to use the same hashtags, like I copy and paste the same hashtags for most of my posts, and they will kind of ban those hashtags or it will be considered abuse. So I think with all forms of social media, you need to kind of stay abreast of how to engage the customers, how to properly use the hashtags, because you could use, let's say, Team Beachbody for all of your posts, and you wonder why you're not engaging people, and that would be probably because they consider it abuse if you're posting 2 or 3 times a day with the same hashtag.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. That's smart. Actually, I'm
Where
gonna
do you
type
learn
in.
these things? Like, do you have places you follow that are good about that?
Tanya, did you hear that question?
I didn't hear, it was breaking up.
Oh, sorry. Where do you learn about things like that? Like, are there particular places you follow?
So I'm a techie. So at one point in time, I downloaded an app called Later so that you can schedule your post. I'm not sure if I'm quite a fan of it. I've only used it a few times. And so they send out updates about Instagram. So I get an email probably at least twice a week where, and I very rarely open them. And this week or last week, they had an email that said, Instagram updated their hashtag algorithm. And I was like, that's interesting. But things like maybe TechCrunch or Medium, with Medium, you could kind of personalize your news feed. So you could say, I want to keep abreast about social media changes and things like that. And you'll get articles in your inbox about social media.
Well, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to the National Wake Up Call today, she referenced a website that you can put an interest in, and it creates hashtags for you. Did you guys catch that? But I'm going to type the website in the chat. It's displaypurposes.com. But apparently you can play around with it. Hold on. Purposes. I just posted it in the chat, but apparently, like, if I don't know, your mom, that's all that I can think right now. You can type mom in and it generates like 30 different hashtags that have to do with being a mom. So you can post different, so Tara, you can post in like yoga, or Tanya, you could do running. I don't know. And it can come up, generate hashtags for you. So that's something to check out. And then along the lines of Tanya, I'm like guilty of using the same hashtags. Like I need to have, I think, like a few different lists of hashtags to copy and paste. Because I definitely have to copy and paste because I'm not typing in a bunch of new hashtags every single time. But maybe to have like different groups of them to use. All right, it's 9:56. We've chatted for a while, but we had some great conversation, and I know we've lost some people because it's late. But anything else before we get going? Anything else?
I liked having the chance to chat like this. It was a great idea.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I thought that this would be something good to do once in a while, just to just brainstorm ideas. And even though some people didn't want to talk right away, it turned into good conversation. We all warmed up. All right. Casey wanted to take a picture. Casey, do you want to take a picture? Are you still there? Her phone's there.
I took a stealth picture already. I haven't looked at how it turned out.
Oh, so we don't know.
I took a good one too. It's nice.
I'm here, but I'm on my phone, so I can't get like a group picture.
Okay, so do you want me to take it?
If you don't mind.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Carrie's being sneaky.
She's being sneaky. So she's gonna be like, "Geez," and the rest of us are gonna be like.
I look terrible in both the ones I took, so.
Yeah, here, I'll actually use my phone because it'll just be way easier to send it to you guys. All right, so hold on. I'll make sure everyone's ready. Okay, we ready? Everyone's smiling. No one's like looking tired and about to fall asleep. Okay. Jeez. All right.
Hurt. Hey, Michelle.
I got it.
Do you remember the Power Hour? No, not Power Hour. The team call we did where we didn't record it and it was just like that share your story kind of deal. Do you remember that one?
Wine and Why one, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could do that again.
Yeah.
That was a good one, especially because we have a lot of new people.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. But we can call it something different since no one's drinking wine.
LaCroix and cry.
Although I would drink wine one night. But that's just me.
Put it in your yellow cup and sip it out real nice.
Yes, I'll count it as a yellow. I have 3 yellows. Heck. All right.
What's that like?
Amazing. Try having
a lot of
4.
yellows.
Some of us have 4.
Some of us eat wall.
The big girl
I
over
still
here
get
has
hungry sometimes with 3 yellows. I don't know how I did only 2.
I don't think I
Well,
would
you
know what
weren't
to
working
do.
out for an hour.
Right. I know.
I don't know how I handle it with Shift Shop when I had 0. That was an ugly week.
I
No,
quit
really
Shift Shop before I got that far. I couldn't do it.
Oh, that was brutal.
Yeah.
So I have a quick question before we get off the call.
Sure.
I guess I have like 30 seconds before it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Which program would you recommend? So I think I mentioned before, I'm a runner. And so I'm primarily interested in doing Beachbody programs for like cross training. Not necessarily like an 80-day obsession. I'm not there yet right now. I think I was looking at there was a short version of the 21-day fix that was like a week long. But you can either tell me or message me any suggestions that you have that you think might be a good starting point for maybe like a 2-week to a month or 4-week program.
Okay. I definitely think every new coach should do the 21-day fix.
Yeah.
Even if they don't want to, right, Michelle?
Yeah, Amy did it, and she didn't want to, and she got amazing results, and everyone jumped on board with her.
Amy was very angry about this.
Tanya, Lisa Bisline is one of the coaches on our team who does a lot of mix running and Beachbody stuff, so she could be a good resource for you too. She left the call early with the cute baby.
Can you message me her name? I didn't catch the last name.
Yep.
Her Lisa.
You're running hybrid group too. You could jump in.
Yeah, and so there's like definitely other. Pio's a really good one.
Pio's
I did a I'm doing 80-day obsession this time with the half marathon, but last year I did 22-minute hardcore and Pio with the half marathon training. I can show you my calendars that I have.
Okay.
But I'm just saying.
It was
yeah,
good.
but the 21-day fix is just such variety, and it is like it's 30-minute workouts. You're gonna get strength, Pilates, yoga, and cardio. Which you don't need to do the cardio with running. I mean, you could.
And it's the worst day. I could just skip it.
Yeah, you could just run, but like if you just at least, if you incorporated that program and got to know that program, because that is a program that is going to help so many people that you work with. Like that's a program that I recommend to almost every new person, So that would definitely be a good one to familiarize yourself with, and it would
helps you with everything too.
Yeah.
And it's great, like you're already fit and it'll be great for you. It'll like help you get stronger. But I have people right now in my challenge group who like haven't exercised in 3 years and who are starting it and following the modifier. So it's like really good.
It's good for, like such a wide range. Like me as, someone who is more advanced, like I still love the original 21-day fix workouts. So, but yet.
Love is a strong word. I don't.
Oh, I do. They're my very favorite.
Oh, God.
I love it too. Oh, yeah. That's funny. But Tanya, we can chat more too.
Okay.
But, okay. All right, ladies. Good questions tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.